Hi guys, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel. Today is time for my Smash That Small Paper Pad collab that I'm participating in, and this is the November update. So this is a collaboration hosted by Deb Houck's Crafty Cottage, and the premise is to focus on using smaller paper pads, so anything smaller than a 12 by 12. For this month, I have been focusing on Happy Pawlidays, which is from Michael's Recollections pad. I picked this up last year, and I started out the month using this one, making the November sheetload of cards from Call Me Crafty Owl, and I had made 2 sets of 6, so there were 12 cards. And the Happy Pawlidays pad has some cat focus pages, and then some dog focus pages, and then some that are mixed. And so I made one set with the dog pages, and then one set that was cat. Just thought those were fun. And so then next I made, you've seen me make these before, I call them my photo cards. There is a hair. So there were 2 images in here that were a full 6 by 6 pattern, and I don't know, I'm not one to make a 6 by 6 square card like a normal card. If I'm going to make a 6 by 6 project, then I usually turn it into a scrapbook of some kind. So I decided to make this the 6 by 6 image the front of my photo card, and I have made these before. But it's basically a 12 by 12 page, and you take out one corner, and then it turns into a little photo album. And I originally got this idea from Lyric Lover Crafts here on YouTube. She made hers into more of a personal scrapbook, but I have been turning mine into greeting cards that you can stick pictures in. So I just have some dark green cardstock that I used as my base, and then just trimmed my papers down to 5 7/8, so it used up a good amount of paper. This was a cut apart that is a 3 by 3 cut apart that I just rounded the corner, that people can tuck pictures behind, and then they've got a little space where if they want to write about their pets this holiday season. And then just some of the pattern paper here, and I have also been using 2 sticker sets from the Paper Studio at Hobby Lobby. I picked these up last year after Christmas, as you can see. I got this one for 60 cents, this one for 40 cents. But they're just puppy stickers, and they're, dogs and cats with Santa hats and sweaters and bow ties, so super cute. So I brought in that little spaniel here. And then down here there was one page that was border strips, and so I just put that on my green cardstock pocket. And this is just a flat pocket, it's not gusseted, but I decided I could put in a photo mat, or somebody can write a note. And then on the back side, again, this one I just left playing with pattern paper. Here I added a border strip and then a little tag cut apart. So that is the dog one, and then usually I end up making some boxier 6 by 6 envelopes that I package these with, and then they could potentially be mailed in that, or at least you have an envelope to stick it in, and then you can always include it with a gift for Christmas as well. So here is the cat version. Have a warm and fuzzy holiday. And again, I just used that dark green cardstock. And this is pretty much the same layout. Just pattern paper, one of the journal cut aparts that was 3 by 3. I did round the corner. This one is just pattern paper. This time I did the pocket up here, and that is because I didn't realize that this page has dogs and cats. And so even though it was really cute, I wanted to kind of cover up the fact that there were dogs, or at least hide the fact a little bit that there were dogs as well as cats on that paper. So I put my pocket up here, and then this is the border cut apart page again. And then just, I think these are 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. White cardstock, and then this one's just pattern paper, and then a little strip, and then one of those little puppy stickers. And then the back side was that pattern piece again. And then down here, I just used one of the border strips to decorate on that page. So these go super duper quick, and they use up a good amount of paper. And in fact, I struggled to find some, like there wasn't as many cat focused pages for some reason. So I ended up pulling in some of the dog pages that were, just like using the backside that didn't have any pets on there. And this piece is actually Nikki from Little Crafty Nook, I think last year, had purchased a 12 by 12 of this pad. It's a slightly different version, and I had actually used a 6 by 6 of this pad last summer, and that kind of inspired her to go purchase the pad, and then she didn't necessarily want to have to use the whole 12 by 12, so she gifted me with some 6 by 6 pieces from the 12 by 12 pad. And so again, you can tell it's like slightly different colors. This is like a little more faded, more muted than the 6 by 6 that I used this year. But anyway, like the idea is the same. And so I ended up pulling in one of these sheets to go on the cat card. So, but again, it was a great way to use up these little 6 by 6 cut aparts, or 6 by 6 pages, and it used up a good amount of paper. So I had the 12 cards so far, and then those 2 photo cards, and then I ended up making like 9 more A2 size cards. So they're all fairly simple, just like utilizing the cut apart and the pattern paper, and I'm not going to open them all, but they all do have patterned strips on the inside to help use up the scraps. And the only card sketch I used, and I didn't even have it out because I know it by heart by now, but my most favorite sketch is Operation Right Home sketch number 154, because it's such a great way, using up those last scraps that you have, because it's little 1.5 inch squares and then a strip. So that's what I did. This was kind of one of the last cards I made, and just using up some of the bigger scrap pieces that I had left. And then here on several of them, when you take a 6 by 6 page and you cut it down for an A2 card mat, you get a strip that's just shy of 2 inches. And so I had a bunch of those. And so I kind of grouped a bunch of them together to make a card front. And then I would just covered up where they meet with a strip either of cardstock or of pattern paper. And then this is just one of the cut aparts. And then I brought in these 2 little cute kitties down here, puppy stickers. This one, again, I let the cut apart be my sentiment. And then brought in 2 more of the little dog, puppy dog stickers. This is actually very similar, like in layout, to the Operation Right Home card. It just used one of the 3 by 3 cut aparts. And then, again, brought one of the little puppy kitties in down here. 2 different strips. And then this time once I put the panel together, I rounded the corners. And what I do for these is I will lay the strips out, like on the card where I want them. And then I will add adhesive to my whatever little strip I'm covering up where the 2 papers meet. I'll add adhesive just to that, and then lay that on there and get that situated where I want it, and then that creates a panel, like, now it's one panel. And so then I'll turn it over and I'll glue it down to the card front. It's just a little bit easier for me than sometimes trying to glue it all onto the card, especially because this time I decided after the fact that I wanted to round the corners, so that was, easy. I didn't have to peel it back up. So this one I actually had a full like card mat size piece, and then brought in 2 strips of the pattern paper. And then this is a sentiment that I stamped out using the Art Impressions Santa Paws stamp set. And then this one, again, I had a like full A2 size mat, and then some strips. And it's funny because I was originally going to leave, like, I had a little bit of a space between this brown plaid and then the cat's. And just because I wanted to break it up a little bit, and so I thought, well, just for something different on all of these, I have just kind of bumped up the strips together. So I was going to leave a little bit of green space in between them, and then I happened to find, I moved something around, and there was this really thin sliver of red cardstock on my desk, and I started to throw it away, and then I'm like, oh no, wait, like that almost reminds me, you know, of the Love from Lizzie strips that you can put down, and a lot of people use them to kind of separate patterns and whatnot. And so I just added some glue and turned it into kind of like a Love from Lizzie type strip. And then just this Meowie and Bright I actually printed from my Silhouette, because I don't have any Christmas cat stamp sets. So this was a sentiment I printed from my Silhouette and then just backed it on some red cardstock. And then one last little cut apart here, and just used some strips on like one of the bigger pieces that I had left. So 21 cards, 21 A2 size cards, and then the 2 6x6 photo cards. So not bad, and the pad is gone. I decided that I was going to save these. I'm not going to use them since they weren't like the same tones. I decided I will save this, and I can use this at another time, maybe next year, kind of keep the Christmas pet theme going each year. So I will go ahead and save these, but I did at least use up the 6x6 pad that I started with. So next month, I don't know if I have any Christmas pads left that are 6x6, so for December I will probably move on to like maybe a winter theme. I do have some winter 6x6s, so from Echo Park, so probably use one of those. But that's what I have for November. Please be sure to check out the other participants in the collaboration. They're all working through smaller pads as well, and everybody does something different with their pads, so it's always fun to see what they are creating. So be sure to check them out. And if you are in the United States, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so I hope you have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much for your time today. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.